says that we are live. It looks like I have video from my perspective. Hopefully, we've got that worked out because it looked good last time, but I wasn't getting any video signal. So hopefully people will jump back in on this one. For those of you that are joining, I'm Dana from the Running Drink Podcast at runningdrink.net. We are doing week 4, day 1 of the Galloway Easy 5K program. And my trusty assistant, Amy here.
I'm testing on Facebook.
Amy is testing on Facebook.
And you appear to be good. No lag. Video is showing and audio is good.
Good grief. Well, I wish I would have known that. I would like to think that I was really eloquent the last time. So
what?
I don't know. I don't know if I was eloquent or not.
Did you say anything?
Not really. I was just kind of introducing everything. Anyway, guys,
okay.
welcome.
Well, you sound good.
Hopefully everything is looking good and sounding good this go round. I don't want to have 2 weeks in a row where we have bad audio or video. So thank you guys for joining us. If you're joining in today, we are doing a 20-minute run with a 3-minute warm up and cool down on either end. Really, really simple. And the run that we're going to be doing is a 5-second run and a 25-second walk. You weren't in my pocket. I swear, I actually have
Who
you
said
on it.
that?
I thought Jessica's giving me grief. So thank you for letting me know, though, John and Jessica and everybody else, because I honestly, last time I was having AV problems and I didn't know until after the fact. And I'm like, killing me. So technology is great when it works. But if you're doing this with me, please don't feel like you have to do the 5-second interval. If you've got a different interval that's working for you, do that interval. Do whatever works for you. If you're watching this on playback, drop a comment. Don't feel like you can only participate if you're doing it live. I want you to drop a comment. Let me know who you are, where you're running, what interval you're doing, and how it's going for you. Because the whole goal of this is to make doing maybe that first 5K more approachable to the non-runner for somebody who, hasn't come to the podcast as initially or primarily a person who's into running. So that's the goal. And we're going to do that by easing everybody into it. And a 5-second run interval is super approachable. Some people might find it to be too short. Like it's too approachable. So I don't want to be too approachable, but I want to be pretty approachable. I am channeling my inner Disney fan. This is my water bottle from Art Smith's Homecoming at Disney Springs. We are having higher temperatures. It's probably in the upper 80s right now. We do fortunately have a breeze, so you're going to be hearing that wind noise. I apologize in advance for that. With this setup, I can't really mitigate the wind noise.
87.
Yeah, so it's 87 degrees and really, really breezy. So we're going to get out on the road and do the warm up and get going, because the whole run today is only going to take us about 26 minutes. So, let's do this. I've got everything to make it easy on me. I have it programmed into my Garmin watch, so I know what my intervals are going to be. And week 4, day 1. James J. Williams. Hey, man.
Hi.
How are ya?
Hi, James. Hi.
So let's get this warm up
Probably
going.
the last time you're going to see me on camera. You're faster. So.
All right. Well, we are doing a really simple 3-minute warm up right now. So let's get that going. And the warm up is really just a nice, easy walk. Pick up the pace a little bit. Get yourself, get the blood flowing. Shake the cobwebs out. If you're like me and you work an office job, sometimes coming home after work and getting a run in is really hard. I know that once I hit the house, if I go inside and get out of my dress clothes, or if it's a day where I have to wear my uniform and my gear, if I sit down, chances are good I'm not getting back up. And I try to avoid doing that. So a lot of times I'll do my runs in the morning before I go to work. And I tend to find if I do that, a couple of things happen for me, aside from missing out on sleep. One is I tend to be a little more relaxed throughout the day. to just general overall lower stress. And then 3, I find that at the end of the day, when I come home to relax, I can actually unplug from my day a little bit better. But there are some people that prefer the end of the day run. They use that as their moment of zen to forget about the difficulties of the day and to work out the stress that they build up throughout their course of their workday. Whatever works for you. I know that some people are doing this on playback, so I hope that if you are, that whether you're doing it before work, on your lunch break, or after work, you're knocking it out. This week's going to be pretty straightforward. I think it's basically a repeat of last week, where we have the 20-minute runs, and the long run on Saturday is what's going to be the biggest change.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrea, you just finished your... Hold on, let me see. Hard for me to read in this sunlight. W4R1. I almost didn't do it.
Week 4.
Week 4, run 1. Got it. But I knew y'all were going to go live at 6. Oh, awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Super cool. Thank you. Yeah. So I got to go back in the Facebook. Actually, you might be able to do it a little easier. Go into the Facebook feed for the page and delete that first attempt at today's.
Yeah, come on it. I got you.
So that people aren't accidentally looking at that one. I had a little technical snafu. I don't know what that was. It was probably me coming off of our Wi-Fi and something happened, and I should have reloaded the whole streaming page first. Look, I'm just happy that I'm able to actually stream at all, given, what we're doing here. I'm out for a jog, not connected to anything. I have a high definition camcorder streaming on a gyroscopic gimbal that I'm holding in my hand. What a time to be alive. It's kind of crazy. And yes, what you just saw there was the first interval. We have started. So we are doing a total of 40 running intervals since the total running time today is 20 minutes, and we're doing a 5-second run, 25-second walk. So it's going to be nice and easy. Total running time today, and that's time moving faster than that pace I've got right now, is only 200 seconds, or 3 minutes and 20 seconds out of 20 minutes. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Nice and approachable. Your goal isn't to smoke yourself in the first mile of doing really any race. And Galloway's method is really all about pacing yourself and having gas in the tank at once, so that if you do want to pour it on, finish really strong, you're actually able to do that. So, well, Jessica, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm trying. Amy's out here. She's getting her shuffle on. I think she was doing I didn't mean for her to do it right now. So, Amy, for seeing this, thank you. I don't know if you guys can hear the beeping on my Garmin, the beep, beep, beep. That lets me know kind of the 3, 2, 1 before my run interval. The Garmin's kind of a weird tool. It's great for everything related to metrics for running, but its speaker sucks. I do have both of my watches on today. I'm still in the long-term test of Apple Watch and Garmin. I'm using the Garmin because the Garmin Connect app is actually very good for creating intervals. So I do like that. It is very windy here. It's actually kind of unseasonably windy. And usually for us, if we're getting this kind of wind, it's March, April, usually, if there's no clouds. Now, thunderstorms, whole different ballgame. That wind comes in, rain's coming in sideways, and that's usually what we see this time of year if we're having this kind of wind. All right. Yeah, I do like the shorter interval. I am having to get accustomed to the 5-second one. I usually do 10 or 15, typically. And I think I've mentioned it before. We have like super nice neighbors. Everybody here is great. So, like I've mentioned before, doing this on your walk segments, what I'm shooting for is a individual footfall on the same side every second. So I am trying to hit my left foot every second on the ground. So it's a brisk walk. And then for the run segment, it's 1.5 to 2 footfalls every second. So during the walk segment, you're doing, during the run segment, you're doing 7 to 8 footfalls. Hey, Carrie, thank you. Get a slight adjustment to the gimbal. There we go. Here we go. The unintended consequence of doing this is the gimbal, carrying the gimbal during a run. I didn't really bank on this, and there's not a good way for me to do this without the gimbal. Otherwise, you end up with like super shaky cam, and this isn't the Blair Witch Project, and we're not running through clover fields, so I can't subject anybody to that for any length of time. So we're not going to do that. But it gives me one heck of a shoulder workout, hence the need for me. Oh, excellent, Carrie. Get your walk in. The weather is beautiful. I mean, it's warm, but it's breezy. And you never know what we're going to find in terms of wildlife. I mean, last week I had a turtle I rescued. There have been, of course, bunny rabbit sightings, and we have had the occasional snake here in the neighborhood. But that's usually about it. It doesn't get much more exciting than that, typically. And truth be told, I'm not looking for that kind of excitement on my run. It's all good. Andrea, you rock. Thank you. Whew. It's just a warm one, even with the breeze. That sun is something else. I know it's going to happen. We are going to have to, at some point in the future, push one of these due to rain, because typically you can set your watch by our afternoon thunderstorms here, and 6 p.m. usually they're over, but not always. So I'm hoping, if the running gods are kind to us, we make it through the first program without any interruptions. But something tells me I'll be making the occasional adjustment here. So what I'd love to know from everybody, whether you're watching live or you're going to be watching this on playback, is what is the interval you're doing, if any? Are you doing the 5:25? Do you find that to be too short? I'd like a little feedback, only because I like to get ideas from people. I like to hear their how the intervals make them feel, because like I said, truthfully, the 5-second one is a weird one for me because of the start-stop, but I'm fortunate. I spent a lot of time doing Jeff's acceleration gliders, so I'm pretty comfortable with smoothly accelerating and decelerating into the running and walking segments. But if you're not comfortable with that, it's an easy one to find yourself like really pounding your heels as you're braking, and braking to slow down is actually where you can create a lot of discomfort for yourself. No squoosh. No, I forgot my squoosh, Kevin. Hey, thanks for jumping in. No, of all things, I actually threw my squooshes in my range bag and forgot to grab one and have it out, because I have some very jaunty branded Run Eat Drink podcast squooshes, and that thing is super useful. All right, we have hit the halfway point. 20 running segments, and now we're going to do 20 heading back home, and then finish up in the driveway. I mean, again, it's a nice easy out and back for training in the neighborhood. Here we go. And if you've been following along, this is the construction site. This is one of the two. This thing was nowhere near this completed, and since the last run, they got a lawn installed. So they're moving quick. The only saving grace to that kind of construction happening is when, on a longer run, they want to go out and run through the neighborhood. There's no shortage of porta potties that you can avail yourself of, which sounds like a odd problem, but my fellow runners, you all understand. Oh, Kevin, let me tell you, it's been the week of rookie mistakes, or 2 weeks of rookie mistakes. I joked last week at work, we were grilling out for officers, and I was one of the first ones to show up down there. And if you're smart, you show up like second or third, because then you get to sous chef or assemble. If you're first there, you become the de facto grill master. And it was in the 90s, and we had this monster grill for the police department, and I'm standing over that thing grilling for 200 plus cops. So, well, actually 100 plus cops. The night shift ended up getting prepared meals from Mission Barbecue, which is one of our favorite barbecue chains, and they're always very supportive of law enforcement in our mission and the men and women. Okay. Amy saw me turn around, so she turned around. So we're gonna catch up to her in a little bit. Yeah, rookie mistakes. I hear you. They happen. Guys, say hi. Tell me who you are, where you're at, what you're doing as far as your run interval. If you're doing one, we're doing an easy 20-minute run. We got about 8 minutes left currently. And we're doing a simple 5-second run, 25-second walk interval. This is super approachable for the novice runner, the runner coming back from injury, or somebody who's never run before, and you're just wanting to maybe dip your toe into the world of doing the local community 5K. What a great way to do it. What's amazing to me is what a difference just that little bit of running makes in your overall time, and the ability for the walk segments to erase fatigue over time. And this is something that Jeff Galloway talks about in his books, talks about in his talks, in his lectures. So it ends up shocking you at how effective it can be. And you end up achieving speeds and distances that you wouldn't expect otherwise. Hey Sebastian, how are you? Thanks for jumping in over on the YouTubes. Yeah, this is a nice, easy 20-minute run today. We are just doing a 5-second run, 25-second walk. Enjoying this beautiful weather. A little warm, but very breezy. This is the other construction site. This is the one that took out the only shade we had in our neighborhood. Because all these palm trees that you see, all those there, they give you like 3 feet of shade on a run. You are in it. Feel it. This person is taking those trash cans and throwing them into the street. So, busts are no joke. I didn't see this in the forecast. All right, we got like 10 more segments, which means a grand total of only 50 seconds of running left in this whole training session today. That's so approachable. There's nothing for anybody, regardless of your skill level, to be worried about there. That's great. All right, here we go. Yeah, once you hit your stride and you get your cadence down, what you're wanting to do, it's the 1 second or 1 footfall per second on the walk. It's the 1.5 to 2 footfalls per second on the run. The rest of it kind of comes together. And when I started out doing this, I would actually count footfalls. And there's nothing wrong with that. Count them. If you're counting them, you know that you're hitting your targets. And you'll be shocked at that progress. Josh, hey man, thank you. Thank you. I don't understand palm tree obsessions. Yeah, I prefer shade as well. But here in Florida, or in our part of Florida, what ends up happening, they plant a lot of non-native shade trees. And what you end up getting are trees that don't have a deep taproot. So when you have a really bad windstorm, hurricane, tropical storm, you end up losing them because the whole root ball comes right out of the ground. We got 6 more segments to do, and we're done. Then a 3-minute cool down. There you go. Nice and easy. There's a big old rabbit in my yard. I'm gonna walk right by it though. Let it do its thing for a little bit. I am rocking the brightest shirt I think I own currently. I dug this one out looking for the color because my neighborhood, our street is a cut through. And I like to remind people that there are pedestrians out here and we really don't want to get hit. And I try my best to really focus on safe colors, things that are eye-catching. And this is one of my Infinity Gauntlet shirts from the Disney Marvel races when they used to do them out in California. not a shirt I would actually wear like to work or really even to the store because it's neon. But it is great here for safety purposes. I'm bringing enough beer to last you several chats. Yeah, it's great to see her out on the road. She's shuffling, doing the Amy shuffle, but she is killing it and being very conservative not to cause irritation. So she's following Jeff's advice and, more importantly, the hashtag Therabeast's advice, because she's got like, I think 2 more sessions with the Therabeast, and then it's independent study for the rest of the time for her physical therapy. So, whew. All right. Let's see. I think I got like 2 more. Let's see. 1 more. That was 2. 1 more running rep after this. Then I can grab that water. With the breeze and the warm, it's almost like standing under a hairdryer. Almost. We do still have the humidity though, so it's like a wet hairdryer. Okay, and there we go. That's it. Let's see. Now, heading for the cool down. 3-minute cool down. But that's the main goal right there, guys. Not killing yourself on the run segments. Doing consistent progress as you go. 5 seconds every 30 seconds. Basically 5 out of every 30. Or 10 seconds out of every minute. That's it. And when I stop this and we go to and look at the times, I think we're going to be pretty shocked at what a difference that makes. I can tell you that my normal walking pace, if I don't have the dogs with me, tends to be at about an 18-minute mile without trying, without counting my steps, without trying to get the footballs to 1 every second. Just my normal casual walking pace. And the improvement you'll see over that with just that 5 seconds out of every 30 seconds that you're running is dramatic. And yeah, I got a little sweat going, but part of that's where I'm living, running currently. It's in the high 80s, like 87 degrees, breezy but humid. So it's to be expected. Josh says hello. Even small bricks make tall buildings. That's exactly right. And I think that when people look at getting into running, they look at it as this big daunting challenge that you can't stop. If you stop, then you're not a real runner. And to that I say, what does that even mean? When I've got an Olympian and a running icon saying not only can you run, but all the science and the anthropological physiology of the human body says you're built to run in short spurts. And who am I to argue with that? So I say go for it, embrace it, and use that to your advantage. And you'll be really shocked at what you can accomplish. There's an episode of Mr. Mayor. I haven't seen that. Where they talk about how California towns spend millions each year maintaining palm trees. I'll tell you what, I talked about it a few episodes or a couple of runs ago. Right now we're in a big, I don't want to call it a fight per se. It's not really a fight. The company that the city here in Cape Coral contracts with is having problems hiring drivers. And they've been having difficulty meeting all of their scheduled pickup for municipal waste disposal. And the workout's over. So I'm going to stop it and save it. So as that saves and starts chewing and processing, it'll tell me what paces look like. So let me sit this down. We're going to do some data mining here. Okay, don't fall. All right. It says here that total distance traveled was 1.71 miles with an average pace of 15 minutes, 12 seconds a mile. And that's running 5 seconds out of every 30 seconds total. Run 5 seconds, walk 25. Pace is well below what Disney might require. So starting with a 5K, working yourself to a 10K, which is really the first distance a Disney race will have a sweeper. And then if you later on, once you've developed that confidence that you could do this for 3 miles, you might be willing to try it for a 5K or for 6 miles. And then some people would say, I'm going to do it for 6. I should go for the next step, and they'll go to do like an 8 miler or a half marathon. So, all right. I'm pretty happy with that, all things considered. Let's see. I'm going to catch up on some of the comments here. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I need to check that out, Mr. Mayor. But yeah, the palm trees. Anyway, so the company, they can't pick up all of our palm trees here. They are doing their best to do it. But you'll see, or last week, there were palm fronds stacked up in front of people's houses all over the neighborhood. All over the neighborhood. And yeah, it was... it's kind of funny. They finally got through here earlier in the week and got them all picked up. Oh, actually, Josh, you noticed the car. Yeah, my work vehicle is the, actually they went for me, since I'm what I jokingly refer to as a house mouse. I don't have a real police car. I have a hybrid. It's fine. It gets me to point A to point B. For police work, for our officers, we do the 3.5 liter EcoBoost. Yeah, because we don't do a lot of pursuit driving, and our guys, basically our city with 400 miles of canals. If you don't know your way around, chances are good you're going to take a wrong turn and you end up in a canal. And we do fish a lot of people who want to run from us out of the water. That absolutely happens. And any hunter-gatherers will tell you that sprints are part of survival, 100%. And that's what Jeff talks about. He says that the human body is made to go for about 100 to 200 yards tops. And after that, you build up lactic acid and you need to walk for a little while. And that's the hunter-gatherer concept for the persistence hunters who would basically pursue an animal for hours and hours and hours and sometimes days at a time and just run them until they were so tired they couldn't run anymore and then get them. Kind of the same thing. And he also would jokingly say that it's also we're designed to do that so that we can also avoid becoming food, which is very important. So we're capitalizing on the things that we were built to do. And you'll see that I've just been talking to you guys for a minute or two afterwards. I'm not breathing heavy. I'm not killing myself. But my pace already for that duration is well within where we're trying to be for this introductory run for people who've come to the show who aren't runners, first. So if you're doing this on playback, please drop a comment. Let me know what interval you're doing, how it's going for you, and how you're liking it. I would really, really be curious. I know some people are also commenting over on the Instagram page and story as well, and dropping their shots of their runs there. I'd love to see it.
Yay, Sarah!
Andrea, thank you for starting the series. It really inspired me to get back to running. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. See, that's right there. I'm not a coach. I know what works for me, and that's why I've said from the get-go, please don't do what I do just because I'm doing it. Make sure your doctor's good with you exercising, and listen to your body. And if you've got a professional running coach or trainer, listen to them. But if this inspires you to get out and run, that is awesome. I love that. Chris, Chris Darling's in the chat. Hey, Chris, welcome. It's week 4, day 1, and we just finished a 20-minute run, walk, run. And aside from it being a little bit warm, although it's cooled off now that the sun's going lower in the sky, the breeze is still out of control. This is super, super breezy for us. Normally, if it's this breezy and this time of year, it's also thundering and lightning, and the rain's coming in sideways. So, anyway, that is it for today. Tomorrow is technically a rest day. I think I'm going to get some other running in, just some personal distance for me. Also for tomorrow, we're going to be doing a beer chat tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. on 7 p.m. on Instagram, 8 p.m. here on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Josh, have a great night. Love and hugs to you too. If you're driving tonight, be safe. Seriously. Kevin. Oh, I think Kevin's saying hi to Chris. I'm waving at everybody. That's fine. But so anyway, tomorrow, beer chat. We are, Josh, if you're still in the chat, I don't know if you caught it earlier, but new swag is up from Pure Creative Apparel. They got we still haven't found an appropriate olive drab green, but we do have what looks like either a Gobi tan or flat dark earth, which looks really, really good. And they did the logo in black on that, which looks sharp. I'm going to be getting one of those myself, so I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, you were asking about that, and I know some of the ladies were asking about tank tops. That stuff's up on the website as well. So if you go to runnyfreak.net, click on support the show, you can get some swag and check out the new stuff. So very, very excited about that. Anyway, I'm going to go. Dinner is about ready. I think that I'm going to make some or heat up some Cuban black bean soup that we have cooked ahead for the week. So guys, thank you for coming along for the run. I hope that this has inspired you to get out and get moving. And I'm looking forward to Tuesday night or Thursday night's run. It's Tuesday night now. Thursday night's run with you guys. So anyway, talk soon. Y'all be safe. Sebastian, thank you. Josh,
yay!
Kevin, Chris, Jessica, Andrea, everybody, thank you for jumping in. I am so excited that you're here. And hopefully you can join us for the beer chat tomorrow.
Yay!
We have a special beer from my hometown in Tampa that we're going to be doing on the show or on the beer chat. So I hope you can join us. Anyway, see you later. Bye.